It's week 17, and the implications are massive. We're going to pick all the winners today on the Locked On NFL Scouting Podcast.
You are Locked On NFL Scouting with the Draft Dudes, your daily podcast for NFL and college football scouting. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's better than this? It's guys being dudes here on the Locked On NFL Scouting Podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, now the #1 sports podcast network. We're the Draft Dudes. I'm Joe Marino from Locked On Bills. He's Kyle Crabbs from Locked On Dolphins, and we are your NFL experts here with you daily to talk team building across the league on the Locked On NFL Scouting Podcast with the Draft Dudes, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Want to issue a big thank you, shout out, and welcome to our everydayers. Those of you who never miss a single episode, we appreciate y'all being here very, very much. Today's episode is sponsored by Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code LOCKEDONNFL to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup.
Joe, happy Victory Wednesday to everybody because nobody lost last night.
Ah, yes. There's no college football game or something, you know?
I think we're in maybe some bowl games. I'll be honest, like they've kind of ruined the non-playoff game bowl game era with NIL and transfer portal and all that stuff, right? It's like, I don't know, it kind of feels like a spring game to me.
Don't you remember, like, I don't know, 10 years ago? It's like, who are the prospects? You wanted to watch them.
Yeah, the Gator
big
Bowl.
Opportunity. It was appointment
Holiday
TV.
Bowl, the Gator Bowl, the TurboTax Slayer Bowl, the Cheez-It Bowl,
Tony the Tiger Bowl, you know?
Right. Not anymore.
I couldn't tell you any of the matchups.
Now it's the Gasparilla.
That one's in Tampa Bay. I shout out Trevor Sikkema. That's the only reason I know that.
Yeah, it changed very fast.
Wow.
And so I don't know the Notre Dame declined to go to a bowl game.
Yeah, you haven't heard me rant about that, but I'm hot about it.
Yeah, I'm hot about that too. Let me take my ball and go home, and then we'll make a side deal with the college football playoff to guarantee if I'm in the top 12 in future years, I automatically get a bid. I was so glad that your USC yanked their rivalry game.
Yes.
They're like, no, we're not playing you.
Man,
I'd say good for all you other schools, man. We can't just have our own individual set of rules because we are a blue blood independent program.
Don't tell me that backup corner or that backup defensive lineman that was going to get a chance to play in a bowl game is happy that they're not playing a bowl game because
imagine being a career backup.
I'd hate it.
It's
ridiculous.
Guy transfers out, or maybe a guy declares for the draft.
It's crap.
It could have been your only chance to start a game. You would have started for Notre Dame in the bowl game, but the Pop-Tart Bowl. But we were
too butthurt.
Couldn't do it.
Yep. All right, let's go. We got to pick some games.
Let's pick some games.
All of the teams are playing. We got Thursday games, Saturday games, a loaded slate. Implications are huge across the board.
Three Thursday divisional games.
We know what's at stake here.
We lost another divisional Thursday game when the Seahawks, and I called it too.
Yeah,
we didn't really talk about that on Friday last week, but I absolutely called. I really want to pick Seattle. I'm not going to because the Rams are my Super Bowl pick, so I'm riding with them. Should have done it. I played scared, and I'm disappointed in myself. But we're going to try to be better this week on the program, starting with Cowboys Commanders.
Well, Kyle, the logic in me says I should pick Dallas, the better team. Neither team can make the playoffs this year. It's in Washington. Dallas is the team that should win this football game. The problem is we've missed 7 consecutive Thursday games.
I mean, what is it? Josh Johnson?
Yeah, dude.
Come on now. Let's just pick Dallas. They got the passing game weaponry. They're going to be. You could argue they're going to come out and lie down because they got eliminated by the playoffs from the Chargers. You could also eliminate. They're going to come out and be mad, and then we'll take it out on Josh Johnson. I think they can do that.
No, George Pickens wants 1,500 receiving yards, man. Javonte Williams in a contract year. He wants the yards, man. Come on.
Dallas.
The
show likes Dallas -7 as well.
The streak is over at 7.
We still have 2 more, maybe not.
If we get this one right, the streak's over. We start a new streak.
We get Max Brosmer against the Lions.
Come on. It's Detroit, Kyle. Detroit's winning the game.
Playoff lives. It's in Minnesota, so Jared Goff's still indoors late in the year. Don't have to worry about that.
A couple of NFC North teams playing indoors, Let's get that done.
The Vikings' entire running back room's all banged up. Got some questions for Brosmer and Detroit.
Detroit, right.
Detroit. And the show likes Detroit -7 as well, or 7.5 as well. So the show picks against the spread based off our player valuations that we do in the summer for all the rosters. There's a power ranking as a numerical value. We compare those to what the FanDuel spreads are. And if it's, more or less, that dictates whether or not we're taking the FanDuel spread. So the show likes Dallas -7 and Detroit -7.5. This one gets a little weird. The big number for spread.
For the spread, for us, it should not be weird.
The Chiefs just lost to the Titans. They got smoked.
Yeah, it wasn't competitive.
The Kansas City also just lost the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah. Well,
so
Missouri lost the Chiefs.
Right. Denver favored by 12.5 points. Denver is playing for the lead in the West, potentially the 1 seed.
Yes.
A lot to play for. The Chiefs
are leveraging a bad season for a draft pick.
And sitting players. Their backup quarterback's hurt.
I know.
Never mind their all-world starter.
They plucked my guy, Shane Buechele, who's running the show team for the Bills this week. Quarterback.
You know what they're thinking. Can you imagine what Travis Kelce's thinking about? I came back for one more year, thinking about retirement, and this is what I get.
Let me tell you somebody that I'm not real concerned
Don't feel
about
sorry for.
I think he's going to be okay.
But it did cross my mind, like, man, like, you didn't quite do the Tom Brady thing where, like, you lost Giselle to come back for one more year to go 8-9 with the Bucks. But
man, I love that's my favorite Tom Brady dig you've ever taken in our entire lives.
I got a lot of respect for the GOAT. He is the GOAT. I'm picking the Broncos.
Kyle, me too.
And the show is picking the Broncos -12.5. So we've set the stage to miss all 3 of these with monumental upsets on Christmas Day for the Thursday games, and the streak will go to 10.
Short weeks, division games. We picked all of the road teams that are all touchdown or more favorites.
What could possibly go wrong?
Listen, if it gets to 10, we're not doing Thursday games anymore.
Well, we only have – there is no Thursday.
Oh, my God. We'll be riding a 10-game skid going into 2026.
All off season. We'll be the Arizona Cardinals. We'll be the 25 Arizona Cardinals. We're on a 10-game losing streak going into the offseason.
Yeah, we'll hit that Hail Mary, though, and celebrate. All right.
Let's go to break.
Sure. And then there's Saturday games. We'll see if we can do better there. Folks, be sure to stick with us. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. The holiday season is one of the best times for sports. You've got big games in the NFL, big basketball matchups, the playoff pushes. It's all happening at once. And while we're all making choices every day, one of the most fun places to make the right call is on Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the easiest way to get in on daily fantasy. You just pick more or less than at least 2-player projections. You lock in your lineup, and you're in the game. It's simple, it's fast, and it's available in 45 states, including California, Texas, Florida, and Georgia. And Prize Picks has added an extra layer of excitement to the holiday sports schedule. You can create a lineup in less than a minute. The app's going to make it all very smooth, very intuitive, that entire process, and you can choose from a huge range of unique stats like fantasy score, field goals attempted, and free throws made, turnovers, whatever is going to fit your strategy. And deposits and withdrawals are quick and easy, which keeps everything flowing. We just told you about the games on Christmas. It's going to be late at night. Everyone's going to be asleep. You're going to be watching Broncos, Chiefs, Chris Olakun out there. See what type of opportunities you can get there and make these games even more exciting. So download the Prize Picks app today and use code LOCKEDONNFL to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LOCKEDONNFL to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Interesting game here, Saturday, 4:30, because it's a couple of playoff teams confirmed. Well, Houston technically could.
Yeah, they're good. They're not confirmed, but they're absolutely in the driver's seat. They'd have to lose their next 2 games against the Chargers and Colts, and the Colts have to win both of their games.
It's not a mathematically guaranteed playoff game.
It's right, yeah.
But we're as close as you can get. Texans at Chargers. Chargers favored by 1.5, and I am smashing the Texans money line here.
Oh, I thought I was going to get you on this one.
Why would I possibly pick the Chargers offensive line against this Houston defense?
Right. Well, they've figured it out pretty well, but this is not
a different animal.
Yeah, this ain't it, man. This ain't it. The Hunter, Anderson, those corners, those safeties, Chargers. Herbert and the Chargers, man. I respect the grit. This defense is different. I'm with you, Houston on the road.
Yeah, I would probably take the. I don't know what the game total is, but I would probably take the game total under in this. I think this would be a pretty low scoring game unless a team turns the ball.
39.5. You what do you think?
Maybe not. I think that's a good number.
It's a good number. Yeah, stay away.
Conflict invoking number in my head, which is what you want.
You thought you were going to hear 44.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you didn't get it.
Is CJ Stroud, Justin Herbert, and guys, and indoor place get good, no weather issues. Yeah, no. The show likes Houston plus 1.5 as well in this contest. So the Chargers will be without Pro Bowl tackle Joe Alt.
It was really good in those 6 games, huh?
6 games.
What the heck, man?
What the heck is exactly right?
It drives up that 5th-year option price. There's a consequence to this. Good for Joe Alt.
How about to go down that rabbit hole for a sec? We already picked this team's game. Jack Campbell's got a $23 million 5th-year option bonus.
Yeah, just go ahead and get that extension done.
Yeah, just decline the option and go ahead or use that as your signing bonus total for an extension this offseason.
Old enough to be yelled at, to remember being yelled at for thinking he'd be a good pick at number 30 for the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Old enough to remember.
The Ravens clinging to their postseason lives in Green Bay against the Packers. Packers favored by 2.5 points.
A couple of teams that are good at blowing leads here, right?
Right. It's that Spider-Man pointing meme.
Right. The Ravens are like, oh, yeah, the last 2 weeks. Yep, we know all about it.
Dude, have you seen the blown fourth quarter lead total for, I forget what the timeline is, but Harbaugh's Ravens have 12 and then the next highest team is 7.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how far back that goes, but almost twice as many blown fourth quarter leads as any other team in the league.
I'm just going to pick the Packers at home.
Yeah, I know Baltimore's very desperate, and they have the advantage of playing this ahead of the Pittsburgh-Cleveland game because they need the help. They need the Browns to beat the Steelers, but the Ravens can do their part first. It just feels like a organization that hasn't really had it together all season. Right? They obviously made their run, but it was super clunky, and the first time there was an interruption when they had momentum, they fell back apart again. Green Bay's also playing for their playoff lives, right? With them dropping the game to Chicago and being in that implicated spot with Detroit, right? And Detroit, we're picking Detroit to win and keep pressure on. So both of these teams have playoff implications.
Yeah.
The home team that's played better this season, and Lamar Jackson's obviously banged up.
Yeah. Well,
so I'll pick the Packers.
Exactly. Yeah.
The show, if Lamar plays 60 minutes, would the Ravens to cover plus 2.5. Do we know if does he have a game concern? Went out with the back.
He didn't practice in the walkthrough
He never practices on the first practice of the week, so I don't know what to make of that.
It's like a back contusion bruise. Yeah. I'm sure that's not fun. I don't know.
I'm gonna put it down for Green Bay against the spread for now, minus 2.5 because of his status. Seattle, 7.5 point favorites on the road against Carolina, where the Panthers beat the Rams earlier this year.
Yeah, yeah. Who knows? This is the Panthers offense. It doesn't even average 20 points per game. I don't know what to do with this team, man. Seattle, as you explained yesterday, they're basically the Seattle Super Seahawks. Good case to be undefeated.
Supersonics reference?
Yeah, kind of, I kind of worked that together.
Yeah.
I had those I had those Gary Payton shoes. Did you have those?
No, I didn't have the Gary Payton.
No, it wasn't Gary Payton. It was Sean Kemp. Look up in the break. Look up the Sean Kemp shoes, man.
When we go to break, I'll look up the
I had a pair of those, man. Those are some different kind of things.
In honor of Sean Kemp, I'm going to pick the Seahawks in this game.
Oh, that'd be the only reason to do it, right? Just
it certainly wouldn't be because Seattle's an absolute wagon of a football team,
right.
But
it's got a good chance at the 1 seed. So I'm with you on Seattle.
Okay. The show likes Seattle -7.5. Cincinnati at home against the Cardinals, favored by a touchdown. Cincinnati kind of found their offensive groove against Miami in the second half. I guess really the whole game. They scored 17 points in the first half. Arizona is a team that cannot get out of their own way. I'm not looking forward to the Trey McBride blow-up spot after he laid an egg and cost me my fantasy matchup.
Boy.
So that extra spite is going to have me smashing the Bengals in this matchup. I also don't think Arizona as a West Coast team coming east to play as a warm weather / indoor team playing in Cincinnati in late December. I think there's a lot of variables that are going to make Arizona ill prepared to play this football game. I think the Bengals, with their trio of star players offensively, are going to win this game comfortably.
This is the game with the highest projected over-under of the week, by the way.
I am worried about, and I know Cincinnati's defense is not good. I'm worried about Arizona doing their part.
Well,
is it 50, 56?
No, it's 53.5.
53.5. So I guess I would take the over if my guess was 56.
I'm picking the Bengals.
Picking the Bengals. The show likes the Bengals -7. The Dolphins hosting the Bucks in the sad time Florida Bowl.
What do we? The Bucks are like 2-7 over their last 9 games.
Yeah,
I mean,
the vibes have not been good.
But yet,
here they are. They win this game, they're going to have a chance to play for a division title next week against Carolina, hosting it too.
They're going to get a chance to host the Rams in the wild card round.
Oh boy!
Yo, I bet you they hope it's the Niners.
Probably, because Tampa's their interior line is so banged up, right?
Yeah.
That and Baker's banged up. So what is the team that's not going to test that part of your team the most for a potential playoff spot? Now you got to get through Carolina, and they got some dudes up front. But you got the Dolphins this week. Quinn Ewers in his second career start.
Todd Bowles said they did everything they wanted last week against Carolina. Just turned the ball over late. Controlled every aspect of the game. I heard Todd Bowles say it. This guy's pissed off, man.
Did they come straight out and say we want to run the ball 30 times or whatever this week yet?
Well, did you hear? He said, yeah, we beat them twice last year. We ran the ball 38 and 41 times. That's what he said. I'm telling you, Todd Bowles is on one right now.
Well, he can keep being on one. I think he needs to be worried about what's going to happen in 13 days or 12 days when the season's over. If they don't win these next 2 games and get a playoff game. And even if they lose in the wild card round, I'd still be a little worried if I was Todd.
Miami's rush offense has kind of had a lot of life lately.
It has, yes. They've had a lot of explosives. They are leaning into heavy personnel. They went back to a very high incident rate of play action passing with Ewers after kind of they've been hit or miss with that this season with Tua.
I guess I'm just going to pick Tampa. They're the team that just kind of has to have it, right? I'm
going to pick Tampa as well. You kind of saw what the Bengals were able to do with a size receiver against Jack Jones, who's played pretty well this year. But
yeah,
Mike Evans, I think, will have some opportunities to kind of breathe some explosive plays. But this is another game I would expect to the under on, unless the Dolphins turn the ball over on 4 consecutive possessions and gave plus 45 starting field position in 4 consecutive drives like they did against Cincinnati last week.
45.5 is that over under, by the way.
Great. Well, the show likes Miami at home plus 5.5 to cover the 5.5 point spread. You want to get one more in?
Sure. The Phillip Rivers Bowl here.
Yeah. Jags and Colts. Colts home dogs by 6.5 points. And there's a part of me that would consider Indy with the plus 6.5, not with the game though. I'm gonna pick the Jags to win the game because they obviously have everything they want out in front of them from a divisional standpoint.
Yeah, and I think the passing game of Jacksonville right now and how it's performing against Indy and their corner issues right now.
Yeah,
Jacksonville on the road.
Yeah, the show does like Indy plus 6.5.
All right, we got some big ones coming up here on the other side of it. Eagles, Bills, Bears, Niners. We'll get to all of them, and Sean Kemp's shoes as well. So, folks, be sure to stick with us. All right, Kyle.
Oh, these are a little crazy, huh?
Yeah, you didn't expect me to have these, did you?
The kamikazes.
Yep.
The Reebok kamikazes.
I had them, man. It's a pair of shoes I owned growing up.
What color were they? The Seahawks color or the Seahawks? Were they the Seattle Supersonic ones?
They were green and black. Yeah, I had both.
I didn't know that there's the Hurricanes 2s on eBay for $75 right now. That is like the red, the yellow, the green. Like Seattle.
I had the Kamikaze 2s, 2 retros.
Also the bright green.
No, they're not bright green at all. It's got a big black stripe and then a smaller green stripe.
And the smaller green stripes, the lower one towards the heel.
Yeah,
okay.
I
got it.
Those were on my feet, sir.
That's the top hit on the popular products on the Google search. The second one is the Reebok Kamikaze 2 Seattle Supersonic that's bright green with yellow laces. Looks good.
Those are nice.
Yeah.
But I didn't have those. All right.
Well,
did you have a famous pair of shoes growing up that you need to tell us about, or what was your go-to growing up with sneakers, man?
I had a couple pairs of Jordans as a kid.
Oh, I've never had a pair. Still, my whole life.
Come on, man. You're a North Carolina guy. You got to get a pair.
I should do it.
The Patriots should win this football game against Jets.
Yeah.
I would pick them to do so.
Hey, listen, my AFC hopes lie in the hands of Brady Cook and Quinn Ewers and Josh Allen playing through a foot injury.
It's not a great place to be.
I don't feel good about it. Don't feel good.
The show, the show spread of 12.5, or the show is taking New England minus 12.5, which is an uncomfortably large spread. The show usually gets a little wonky with big spreads like that, but Brady Cook, the state of affairs of the Jets, Garrett Wilson shut down for the year. Defensively, we just don't have a lot to roll with.
They're
Patriots
done.
minus 12.5.
They're done with 2025. Yeah,
they're rolling towards that pick that they're going to make, or maybe not make. They got all the extra assets. Maybe they take their time.
Nah, trade it for Kyler Murray.
The Saints. My only disappointment there was that we don't have the Cardinals game next. The Saints are visiting the Titans. The Saints, who have won 4 of the last 6 games, are facing a Titans team that just knocked themselves from the land of the 2-win football teams, courtesy of beating the Chiefs, just like everybody had on their bingo card. This may come across as disrespectful to Titans fans, and I apologize. I thought about picking Tennessee for about 1/10 of 1 second. I think the Saints are kind of rolling.
100%. This is the bad team that's doing what you want, right? Like first year coach, make some lineup adjustments, young players stepping in, and you're like winning games down the stretch. This is phenomenal for their like momentum towards 2026.
Yeah.
New Orleans is rolling.
And have a quarterback that's showing a lot of life. Is I'm going to use air quotes here, young quarterback, right? He's 26, but neither here nor there. The show likes the Saints -3 as well. So we're all riding the Saints. The Steelers, big game, closeout opportunity potentially. This is the Steelers win this football game, they will win the AFC North,
and then they can rest in Week 18 because they'll be the 4 seed,
right?
Yeah, boy, if they it's totally possible if they get a Baltimore loss and they beat the Browns. They're chilling.
They don't even need the Baltimore loss. They just need to beat the.
Oh, really?
They just need to beat the Browns.
Beat the Browns and they win the North?
Yes.
Oh my goodness! Wow. Okay.
I'm inclined to pick them to beat the Browns.
Yeah. For sure. I mean, if the Steelers are going to defend the run like they did last week, I cannot reconcile Detroit having like, what did they have, 12 carries for 15 yards or something like that?
Yeah.
Gibbs had 7 for 2. Like, what? And then the Steelers ran for like 250.
It was the Dolphins get right curse. Teams don't do good. You get right against the Dolphins this year.
Nah, dude. That they beat my guys 30-13. I lived through it, man. Just a fundamentally better team. Kidding me?
They got it. The Steelers had to get right. The primetime get right against the Dolphins, and they're gonna roll.
The problem is it wasn't in primetime.
Yeah.
We'll have to talk to the schedule makers about that.
My favorite game of the week, Raiders at home. Teams playing. This is the number 1 overall pick bowl here. Raiders are favored by 1.5 against the New York Giants.
Will the Giants attempt to pass?
I don't care because Jackson Dart is my super flex quarterback. Got me negative points last week. Him and Trey Ryder on the list. I'm so sour about it.
Kyle's the only fantasy manager in the world that had who's the player on Puka that had Puka Nacua on Thursday and lost their fantasy matchup.
You know what? Chap my rear end though.
With Sam Darnold, by the way.
Yeah, and JSN.
Yeah. You're the only one.
I scored the second most points I've scored in any week of the season, and I still lost.
Week to week league, there's no transitive property.
There is in fantasy football. There is no transitive.
Definitely no transitive property.
The Giants, they have to lose this game. If the Giants lose this game and they get the number 1 overall pick, man, can that be a Chicago Bears Bryce Young level franchise changing opportunity?
You think someone's doing that for Mendoza? Maybe. I mean, if they did it for Young, why wouldn't I think that? If
they did it for Bryce Young, why would they not do it for Fernando Mendoza, who I think is a more attractive quarterback than Bryce Young is? And also, what if Dante Moore comes into the class?
Yeah, I don't know anything about Dante Moore except for he plays at Oregon.
I like Dante Moore more than Fernando Mendoza.
Oh, well, shoot.
Dante Moore's my QB1 if he comes out. So for the Giants, please, Mike Kafka. I don't know what needs to happen. I don't know who needs to sit. I don't know who you need to give like some old chicken to give him a tummy bug on game day.
Chicken. He went with old chicken.
I mean, well, yeah. Get some guys on the bench for this game and lose this game, please. I'm picking the Raiders. Max Crosby said, I'm not playing for a pick. I don't care about a pick. I said, good, Max.
No, they gave Houston all they could last week, man. They had a pick 6 and lost by 2.
Tell me why Ashton Genty won't continue to produce at that level.
Right, yeah. Giants have had issues with the run defense. I have plenty of reasons to believe that he won't because he hasn't. I'm with you on the Raiders.
The Giants.
Yeah. Raiders.
All right. So we're riding the Raiders. The show does like the Giants plus 1.5. So we're split with the show here against the spread. The Bills Eagles. This is a 425 game. My apologies to you for not being able to watch Giants Raiders. Stay strong.
Yeah. Well, the real consequence is not being able to watch Bears 49ers because I'll be working through that game. So
yes, you'll be working late.
Yeah.
Not as late as you would if they were playing in the Sunday night game.
No, but I'd like to watch Bears Niners live and enjoy that. But
just DVR. Just put it on as soon as you're done working and just
as soon as I'm done. Yeah, I'll just push play on that for sure. It'd be perfect.
Buffalo at home.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of questions about like how to look at this game. Josh Allen's foot's not right. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to Sean McDermott. His foot's not right. And what they're deciding through is, do they really have a chance at the division, which requires a Patriots loss to either the Jets or Dolphins?
Or do they give him the next couple weeks? And
yeah, well, and then obviously I think Josh Allen's start streak is meaningful to him. It's a very similar. He had a foot injury just like this a few years ago, and everything about the way they're handling it mirrors it. I think he's got a midfoot sprain. I think he should probably sit a couple of weeks. I don't think he's going to. So now you're going to have like limited Josh Allen against Fangio defense. They're getting Carter back. They're getting Lane Johnson back. The Bills are at home. They don't really lose in December, especially at home. This is also the only team that McDermott and Allen have not beaten in the NFL, and I know that means something to them.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's the only one.
I'd be concerned about Philly's offense traveling well and playing against Buffalo with how their pass defense is playing and forcing them to play in a box, and the run game's not been efficient for Philly. That's the part
but
that
don't you think
Buffalo
it's been better the last few weeks? Their run game has been better, and I think Saquon Barkley's had a bad season. Metrically, it's indefensibly he's had a bad season, but I think the Bills are the exact type of run defense that he can really take advantage of. Because the Bills are not good at deconstructing blocks or building a wall, and he's going to get those explosive runs. And when he gets into space, he's unbelievable.
Are you really going to let me pick the Bills and you pick the Eagles?
No, I'm going to pick the Bills. No, I'm going to pick the Bills, but I'm telling you, we might both be very wrong about this.
This will be your Seattle.
Yeah. Well, how do you really know what to expect out of like you said, the Eagles? They're kind of locked into their spot as well.
Mm-hmm.
And they're getting players back, but it's a pretty inconsequential game for them.
Right. They can maybe work their way up in the seeding a little bit, but
maybe they're probably the 3 seed.
The show likes Philly plus 1.5. So we gave all that talk, and I'm picking the Bills at home. Show likes Philly. San Francisco hosting Chicago. 49ers for a chance to push on for the 1 seed quest. They control their own destiny in that regard. Chicago coming in super hot. They are 11-4. They've got a little bit of separation in the division now.
So I hear you on that. If Romeo Doubs just does a normal thing and fields that onside kick.
Yeah, I get it.
How do we feel? All of a sudden you're like, oh, the Packers lose their starting quarterback. And the Bears are pretty lifeless. They had 3 points.
Mm-hmm.
They were really goofy operationally ahead of that, that field goal.
Points scored in the last 30 seconds count the same as points scored.
I know that. But if Romeo Doubs falls in the ball, I think we're talking about Chicago differently. A team that has massive defensive issues. Obviously
they've had all these comeback wins this year where they're it's just been man, they're the purple cockroaches from the Vikings a couple years ago. It's man, they keep getting out of these situations.
And you just look, the 49ers offense is absolutely humming, and the Bears defense has had its share of struggles.
Can I proactively put us both down for Rams on Monday night?
Yeah, we're picking the Rams. That way we can
and the show likes the Rams to cover. As we got 90 seconds left on the show here.
Yeah. I think the Bears can take advantage of some things of the 49ers defense.
Right.
The 49ers are at home. This game was in Chicago. Be the easiest. I'm picking Chicago.
So you are picking Chicago?
I don't know.
But if it was in Chicago, you'd be picking
would.
Chicago.
Yeah. The element of this game being on the road is helpful. Plus, Chicago's got a little rest advantage here, right? They played Niners played Monday night.
Yeah.
And the Bears played Saturday.
1 o'clock on. No, it was Saturday.
Yeah. It's Saturday night, I think, right? Yeah. I'm just going to go with the offense that I think has been more consistent lately. I'm going with the 49ers at home.
I think that's the right call. I would not be surprised if what you laid out for Philly and Buffalo. I kind of feel the same way with in this game. I would not be surprised at all if Chicago gets really physical and they're able to run the ball with a lot of effectiveness against the 49ers front. But I will take the better coached team, in my opinion. Kyle Shanahan's done a wonderful job this year. Show like San Francisco -3. That is it for us. We are out of here. Appreciate you guys checking out Locked On NFL Scouting. We'll talk to you all again soon.